While modern vans have taken over in transporting goods and hauling families, some classic vans have a unique charm that has captured the hearts of collectors and enthusiasts alike. Think of the Volkswagen Type 2, the Chevrolet Greenbrier, and the Bedford CA. We will review 16 vans in this episode. Before we even dive into the countdown, kindly hit that like button and subscribe. 16. Peugeot J7. The Peugeot J7 was a small, front-wheel drive van produced from 1965 to 1980 for a total of 336,220 vehicles. It was originally launched with a choice of 1468cc petrol or 1816cc diesel engines. The Peugeot J7 was a workhorse van that became a staple of French roads. Its boxy design and high roof made it ideal for transporting goods, and it was frequently used by tradespeople and small businesses. Over the years, the van has earned a cult following, particularly in Europe, where vintage J7s are often restored and converted into food trucks or mobile shops. 15. Mazda Bongo, first generation. From 1966 to 1975, Mazda manufactured the first-generation Mazda Bongo, also known as the Mazda E-Series, Unos Cargo, and the Ford Econoline. The Bongo featured a rear-mounted 782cc water-cooled four-stroke engine powering the rear wheels. The rear-engined Bongo was produced in two versions from 1968, as the bigger-engined 987cc overhead valve inline 4 joined the lineup later. The Bongo had a full chassis and could carry half a ton, however it was designed for city driving and small businesses. Over the years, the Bongo developed a cult following, particularly among enthusiasts of Japanese K-vans and microvans. 14. Volkswagen Type 2, T1. The Volkswagen Transporter, initially the Type 2, was a range of light commercial vehicles introduced in 1950 by the German automaker Volkswagen. It was inspired by an idea and request from then Netherlands VW importer, Ben Pon. Known officially, depending on body type, as the Transporter Combi or Microbus, this van is well recognized for its hinged or sliding side doors. Throughout its production, it featured a range of petrol engines including the 1.1-liter, 1.2-liter, 1.5-liter, and 1.6-liter. This van became a global icon of freedom and adventure, especially in the 60s. The Chevrolet Greenbrier was a 6 to 9 passenger window van version of the Corvair 95 panel van. Chevy introduced the Corvair lineup for the 1960 model year as the first of a series of generations of passenger compact cars. The following year, it introduced a more practical vehicle style under the model designation Corvair 95, the Greenbrier. The vans were similar in appearance and design to the competing Volkswagen Transporter. They featured an air-cooled, horizontally opposed Chevrolet Turbo Air 6 engine located in the rear under a slightly raised cargo floor. The Greenbrier has maintained a loyal following due to its distinctive mechanics and retro-futuristic design. The first generation. Toyota Hiace was a light commercial van produced by Toyota from October 1967 to January 1977. Upon introduction, a few engines of different sizes were available, including the 1.3-liter, 1.5-liter, 1.6-liter, and 1.8-liter, added in 1975. The Hiace was primarily designed as a commuter vehicle, able to transport up to 8 people. Compact yet durable, it quickly developed a reputation for its fuel efficiency and reliability. Ford Econoline, first generation. The Ford E-Series, also known as the Ford Econoline, Ford Econoline, or Ford Club Wagon, was introduced in 1961 as a replacement for the Ford F-Series panel van. It was marketed for both cargo and passenger transport configurations. With over 8.2 million units sold since 1961, the Ford E-Series became the third best-selling van line in history, outranked only by the Ford Transit and Volkswagen Transporter. This van was based on the Ford Falcon compact car range. The 85 horsepower 144 cubic inch inline 6 initially powered it as a standard engine, and a 101 horsepower 170 cubic inch inline 6 as an option. Later in 1965, the 170 became standard, with a 240 cubic inch 6 introduced as an option. Its engine was positioned between the front seats, which maximized cargo space and gave the van its unique, forward control aesthetic. Over time, it earned cult status, particularly among custom van enthusiasts who modify them for both aesthetic and practical purposes. Dodge A100. The A100 was a compact van manufactured and marketed from 1964 to 1970 by Chrysler Corporation, under the Dodge mark in the United States and the Fargo mark in Canada. It competed with the Ford Econoline, Chevrolet Van, Chevy Corvair Greenbrier, and the Volkswagen Type 2. The Dodge A100 featured a cab-over design with the driver seated directly over the front axle. It was equipped with either a slant 6 or V8 engine, which gave it more power than many of its competitors. The van gained additional fame in pop culture due to its appearance in TV shows and movies, further cementing its place as a cult favorite. Bedford CA. The Bedford CA was a distinctive pug-nosed light commercial vehicle produced between 1952 and 1969 by Bedford in Luton, England. It was supplied as a light delivery van with sliding doors, but it was also available as a chassis with a cowl upon which specialist bodywork could be added. 3 distinctly different versions were sold. The first Hiace featured a 2-piece windscreen comprising 2 separate flat sheets of glass separated by a central vertical metal divide. As curved screen glass became available in the UK at an acceptable price, the 2-piece windscreen was replaced with a single slightly curved windscreen in approximately 1958. The CA utilized a front-mounted, longitudinally oriented 1508cc internal combustion engine, 3-speed gearbox, and rear-wheel drive. We hope you're enjoying this content. Kindly click the like button and subscribe to our YouTube channel as we review the remaining 8 classic vans. The Subaru 360 van, produced from 1958 to 1971, was part of Subaru's first line of microcars. Due to its small size and round shape, it is often referred to as the Ladybug. A 356cc 2-stroke air-cooled engine powered it as a standard, but a more powerful 423cc engine was also available. The van could comfortably seat 4 people and featured a rear-engine layout. Despite its tiny size, it was surprisingly practical, with a flat load floor that could carry modest cargo loads. Its quirky design and place in Subaru's early history add to its appeal, making it a favorite among microcar collectors. The Renault Estafet was a light commercial front-wheel drive van produced by the French automaker Renault. It used the water-cooled Renault Ventoux engine, and later, the Cléonfonte engine in a range of body styles. Produced from 1959 to 1980, Estafet's forward control design and flat load floor made it incredibly practical for deliveries, especially in tight urban environments. Over the years, the Estafet earned a reputation for being reliable and easy to maintain, which endeared it to small business owners across France. Today, many use them as food trucks, mobile shops, or vintage campers. The Fiat 238 was produced by the Italian automotive production firm Fiat from 1967 through 1983. It was introduced as the logical successor for the Fiat 1100T, which had an under-seat transverse engine because the model had a front-wheel drive. The van was based on the chassis of the Autobianchi Primula and had a down-tuned version of its 1221cc petrol engine. A year later, this engine would be replaced by the 1197cc engine of the Fiat 124, with the option of the 1438cc engine of the Fiat 124 Special. The Fiat 238's simple, round body design, coupled with its reliability and ease of repair, has made it popular among vintage van enthusiasts. Many restored models today are used as food trucks or mobile coffee shops, especially in Italy. The Chevrolet van or Chevy van was manufactured by General Motors from 1964 to 1996. Introduced as the successor to the rear-engine Corvair Corvan Greenbrier, the model line also replaced the panel van configuration of the Chevrolet Suburban. The vehicle was sold in both passenger van and cargo van configurations, as well as a cutaway van chassis that served as the basis for a variety of custom applications. The G10 quickly became a symbol of American road trip culture. Known for its strong V8 engine and robust build, It could easily handle long hauls and heavy loads. The interior was highly customizable, and this era gave rise to the van life movement. The Morris Commercial J4 was a half-ton forward-control van launched by Morris Commercial in 1960 and produced with 2 facelifts until 1974. This van was marketed first as both the Morris J4 and the Austin J4. It was fitted with the familiar B-Series petrol engine in 1622 cubic centimeter form and, at extra cost, with a 1500 cubic centimeter diesel unit. Its simple design and robust mechanics made it a favorite among small businesses, especially for deliveries, earning a cult following. The E20 series caravan and urban van and minibus were manufactured from February 1973 to 1980. They have seating configurations for 3, 5, 7, and up to 10 passengers. This van was delivered with 1.5 and 2.0-liter petrol engines, as well as a 2.2-liter diesel unit. It became a favorite in Japan due to its reliability and spacious design. The first-generation Transit, or the Transit Mark I in the United Kingdom, was introduced in October 1965, replacing the Thames 400e. This generation had the longest production run of any Transit to date, staying largely unaltered for 12 years until the major update of 1977. It became popular with tradespeople, delivery companies, and even the police, earning it a devoted following. In 1977, Daimler-Benz introduced a new van called Mercedes-Benz T1, also known as the Transporter. Other designations were Series TN, meaning Transporter New, and Bremer Transporter since the vehicle was first built in the Transporter plant in Bremen, Germany. Mercedes-Benz built gasoline or diesel engines were available as power plant options for the rear-wheel drive chassis. This van was known for its rugged durability and a variety of body styles including panel vans, minibuses, and chassis cabs. Today, vintage T1 models are cherished for their reliability and are often converted into custom camper vans or mobile workshops. Of course, there are numerous classic vans with a cult following, but we have featured these 16 in our episode. Which of these vans do you love? Share your thoughts in the comments section below. Also, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell to be notified when we upload more content.